Coming up March 30th from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, WBA super lightweight champion Rollie Romero is scheduled to square off against the hard-hitting Isaac Pitbull Cruz. An underrated fight as both fighters have displayed knockout power in previous fights and should set the stage for a knockout finish by either fighter. Since coming back from a knockout loss against Tank Davis in 2022, Rollie Romero has moved up to super lightweight and won a very questionable fight against Ishmael Barroso. Coming into that fight, everyone thought Barroso would be a walk in the park as he was 40 years old and relatively unknown. Rollie showed lapses in his defense as he was dropped in the third round by a heavy straight left. Throughout the fight, they would have good back and forth exchanges. Rollie in this fight would fight more off of his back foot, which was very different from almost any of his previous fights. Rollie dropped Barroso in the ninth, as well as stopped him later in that round with a questionable flurry of punches. After this fight, I don't think Tony Weeks should be able to ref any other fight after that kind of stoppage.
That's it. That's it. That's the problem on this part. There's no accountability.
Rollie was still able to show some of his punching ability in this fight, but it's still tough to know where Rollie is after that kind of stoppage. Meanwhile, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, since losing to like opponent in Tank Davis in 2021 in a really close back and forth fight, has been on a 3-fight win streak. Pitbull Cruz had a statement comeback win against crafty veteran Yuriorkis Gamboa, where he knocked him down in the second round, third round, fourth round, and ultimately stopped him in the fifth round. Another similar display against Eduardo Ramirez, dropping him in the second round and ultimately finishing him later in that round. Showing his biggest strengths in these fights being his high guard pressure and explosive punches, but in his latest fight against Giovanni Cabrera in July 2023, he has showed some weaknesses with his game. I feel his footwork and ability to cut off the ring efficiently may be a big factor in this fight against Rollie. Cabrera has a similar style to Rollie as far as awkwardness at times. He was able to touch Pitbull with jabs and combinations at times throughout the fight. Don't get me wrong, Pitbull still able to hit Cabrera throughout the whole fight, but he just showed struggles against Cabrera's awkward movement and jab at times, but was still able to display his strengths and win by split decision. While he didn't exactly beat a murderer's row, these 3 wins have put him back up in contentions with the top guys. The 140 division is filled with a lot of big names with the likes of Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, and who I feel is the dark horse of the division is Subriel Matias. Hopefully this fight can bring more fireworks to the division as the 2 heavy hitters collide. While with this fight, both fighters being heavy punching come forward fighters, I believe it would be in Rollie's best interest to fight off the back foot, similar to the Barroso's fight, and pick spots for his power punches and counters. This will be Pitbull's first fight at 140, and him being the much smaller man at 5'4" will probably always have the same push forward style, having to work to get close to his opponents with punches and bunches. Even though this is Pitbull Cruz's first fight at the weight class, I feel this fight is favored to Pitbull Cruz's come forward relentless style and heavy punches. Never counting out Rollie because he does have power as well, but has shown to be more hittable in fights as well as sparring. I feel Rollie will have to respect Pitbull's power and timing and mix in feints to keep him honest. But honestly, I see this fight as a one-sided walkdown by Isaac Cruz with his high guard, tight defense, constant pressure, and heavy time punches to get the win by stoppage. But with 2 heavy punchers, you just never know and anything can happen. Let me know who you got winning this one down in the comments. Until next time.